Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Victoria, where here we go again. We're gonna have a second revolution, apparently, on enacting the presidential republic. It's been a little bit awkward, no doubt about that. And yeah, that 70 number, that was very, very wrong, obviously. We're making 18.4k right now, and this seems fine. We're building up gold reserves. So I'm okay with that. We'll see whether we manage to pass the presidential republic before this revolution happens or not. 3 weeks until next checkpoint. January 11th. We've got like 6 months until we have a 45% chance. I'm betting this revolution will happen. But I think there's a theoretical possibility that it doesn't. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting, for sure. So at 44% right now, if they're gaining 25 progress each, that means that they need 3 checkpoints, right? And then there's vultures on a carcass here. Defectors supporting. None of this is amazing. But I guess we can lose a little bureaucracy. I was hoping to set back the revolution a little bit, but we'll see. It's going to be real interesting. I think that the revolution is going to happen. I really do think that that's going to be a thing. So it's going to get 25% progress here. Most likely it's going to happen. It's not the biggest of deals. We've dealt with so many of these, or more particularly, Britain has dealt with so many of these, that it'll be absolutely fine. And we are going to continue to make progress on this presidential republic throughout. So in theory, this should be the last one of these, perhaps ever. Once we have a presidential republic, things are going to get a lot better for us in terms of these revolutions. So we're going to progress forward here. Oil was discovered in Yemen. Okay, cool. And we're nearly done building our rubber plantations in Oromia, so that will help our economy for sure. Rubber discovered in Gondar. I'm not going to build this rubber until after the rebellion, I think. And we did successfully expand our power plants. We're going to get some progress on steam turbine. Thank you very much. And we could actually discover resources in Oromia. We'll take the Gondar, I think. That does seem to be the most effective. But we're not going to build those. Not yet. There's a lot of revolutions going on. Wait a second. What is going on here? Why are we in this diplomatic play? No, we're not. Okay. Right. Our enemy, Egyptian aristocratic revolt. I mean, that's the majority of Egypt there. But we're not actually in this. They're not actually our enemy. Okay, cool. And we're not going to be in it. Our revolution is going to happen very, very soon. There's heavy-handedness happening here. This is not actually going to trigger the rebellion. This is not going to prevent the triggering of the rebellion. So neither of these change the timing of this. So we should just take the positive partnership here. Puts them at 99%, and it's going to break out no matter what. So Britain is going to defend us. Guaranteed. I want to double check that our production is here. Yes, it is. Okay, good. That's absolutely great. Modern sewerage has been unlocked. Cool. For now, we're not too concerned about that. We're still saving up cash at this point for our upcoming rebellion. It's definitely going to happen. So that's going to be in 13 October, and this isn't until January 11th. Yeah. So the revolution is certainly going to happen. If we had had slightly better events there, I think that it's possible we could have delayed it one more tick. But actually, would that have been possible? I'm not sure that it would have. Regardless, this is going to happen. Gondar, Somaliland, and a 48% risk for Equatoria. It's going to be exciting. Very, very exciting indeed. No real problem, but it is going to be painful. What is going on over here? Is that something Britain's doing? Britain is involved in currently approximately 1 trillion wars. Okay. Well, Britain will help us, but they are busy. we'll need to help ourselves. We should be able to, in theory. Revolution is upon us. No shockers there. And extreme radicalism on enacting compulsory primary school. Okay, well, we'll definitely work on that. These guys are currently rebelling against us, some of them anyway. The landowners are. We'll see. This is going to be very awkward, potentially. But our legitimacy is still high enough. It's the best we can get. And that'll be fine. We definitely need to get ourselves a couple of additional generals. We're going to get one here and one here. There we go. And we'll mobilize this guy. We'll come out and advance the front out over here. We'll mobilize you and advance the front here. And then we'll mobilize you. And for now, we'll defend this front. We'll probably change these around. And yeah, we're losing quite a lot of cash. I'm not shocked about that. We should also activate what conscripts we can. And so we shall. And now we hope that, well, we can't have dual rebellions, right? I'm pretty sure that we can't have dual rebellions. So we hope that Presidential Republic gets enacted here. We have 75 days. Fingers crossed. We are losing a lot of money. We're not shocked about this. This is why we built up gold reserves. Although we did lose some of our gold reserves, which is sad. Against the odds, huh? New regulations to keep the peace, or more loyalist pops. And we'll take the loyalists. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to move these guys over to be defending this front. And for the time being, these guys are okay with attacking the front. For now. Hopefully the Presidential Republic will pass here. 50 days on that one. And we'll see what ends up happening with this if Britain sends any help. They probably will. I'm guessing. But we'll see. So we're going to run out of cash eventually. The Dutch East Indies sided with the aristocratic revolt. Hilarious. I'm not too concerned about that at this moment. I mean, they do have 103 mobilized battalions, but we have Britain on our side. We should be fine. So that should be realistically quite okay here. Britain got out of one of their wars. Good for them. What other wars are they in? They are still in this France war, although they're pretty close to being done with that. And they're fighting Communist Canada. So they are. Hi, Communist Canada. That's very interesting indeed. Cool. Well, Second Civil War, here we go. That's about to break out here. Although we're going to have our Presidential Republic roll here first, I think. Oh, the Dutch East Indies abandoned them. Cool. Unfortunately, we are out of cash and starting to build up credit. We should probably pause our construction, and Presidential Republic passed. Beautiful. So that's absolutely great. We have passed it without these guys here, and then we're still going to have it when they get back. So we can actually work on enacting compulsory primary school. This is something that I want to do anyway. And we may be able to have this pass before this rebellion is over, too. So that would be really, really good. Now, war with the aristocratic revolt has broken out. And we'll see how this ends up going. We're pushing in over this way. Is Britain going to show up? Probably eventually. Is my guess. They are fighting this war here. And, of course, this war here. So they have multiple things that they're worried about, right? We're working on defending over here, and we're actually winning that. Excellent. Nobody's attacking over here, but we're attacking in the south. I do like to see that we're winning this defense, if I'm reading this correctly. I think I'm reading this correctly. And we do, of course, win this battle down over here. So that's very, very good. We're continuing to press in over this way. An officer and a gentleman, huh? Well, this guy's better. Or back, rather. For better or worse. Our defense is definitely a lot higher than their offense. So that's definitely a thing. Are we seeing any British units coming in here? Not at the moment, and we're winning this attack. Now, nobody's attacking out over on this side. We may want to switch over to attacking. We are running a small advantage over there. Oil has been discovered in Alberta. Cool. What is this front out over here? That's a wacky front. Okay, well, Britain is on their way in. So that's fine. If Britain's going to take over that front, I'm more than delighted to see that. We're winning this defense. Cool. And yeah, we're definitely pushing in now. Britain is on the way. Eventually, Britain will arrive here. Eventually. Do we want to start taking an attack out over this way? Oh, this is getting awkward here. Britain is taking so long to get over here. So long indeed. We're losing territory over this way. Our fronts are really, really awkward. Britain keeps trying to travel over this way. What have we got going on here? We're winning this battle. Okay, cool. So we're attacking up over this way. That seems reasonably fine. This front is a very ridiculous front. And they're not working on attacking here. We might want to transition over to advancing this front, since we do see allies on the way in. Okay. We'll see how this goes. We are losing that battle, but that will buy time for our allies to show up here. And we're winning this battle up here. We can see we're definitely winning this war, and compulsory primary school is about to pass through introduction. So that looks good. What looks less good is our economy right now. That's not a surprise, though. Not a surprise at all. Okay, so we win this battle, and we get a significant area out over here. This battle we're losing. However, we have allies here now. Cool. Apparently, Britain has decided to abandon this front, which is an interesting choice. Allies of convenience, huh? 1% of pops becoming more loyalist sounds pretty good. We'll take that. Okay. We didn't pass through into consideration, sadly. But we got relatively close there. Yes, we're losing this battle. But that should turn around once all of these guys show up. So that should be no real issue there. As far as this battle goes, we're winning this one, and that looks great. We're also seeing some nonsense going on up here, but that's to be expected. So at this point, the aristocratic revolt is definitely, objectively losing this war. Even with this battle, there's no doubt about it. Which we do lose this battle, for sure. No shockers there, but now we have our presidential republic, which is great. Eventually, we're going to need to come out of this military dictatorship situation we've got going on here and ditch autocracy. But we'll see about doing that after our compulsory primary school. Now that we are in a democratic republic, we're going to be much, much more able to change our laws, which is great. Hopefully without these rebellions. That would be nice. So this battle is ongoing up over this way, and we're winning that battle. It's about to end, in fact. This battle is ongoing, and we're winning it. And we've only got the two fronts. Well, we've got this one down over here, I suppose. We may want to move this guy down over to advanced front down here. We don't, I think, need all of those armies there. So for now, this seems fine. This is a little awkward that this broke out into these multiple fronts like this, but okay. So I guess for now, this is relatively fine. We should arrive down here relatively soon, right? Yeah, there we go. Now we're going to start taking this territory back. Excellent. Then once that's done, we'll go grab the Equatoria front. How are these battles looking? We're winning, and we're winning. Beautiful. Why did this guy travel back to the Ethiopia HQ? Come advance this front. Why did you leave this? Okay, the labor movement has been unlocked. Cool. And we're just going to take back this area. No problem whatsoever there. And they capitulated. Okay, cool. So, with that capitulation done, hopefully that'll be our final war. Hopefully. That's a huge bureaucracy lack. Did they destroy our government administrations? Yes, they did. Okay. So, what is our current unrealized taxation? Sure. We're going to need to drop down our military wages, definitely. I'm also going to drop this down. I don't like doing this, but we need to save the money. Right. Passenger carriages. Ports should go to cargo port for right now. Power of the purse is okay. Iron frame buildings looks good. We're going to have to go through all of these and work these back up. And we're going to have to do some recovery here. No doubt about that. So steam donkey is fine. We're going to go to automatic irrigation for all of these. There we go. And logging camps up to electric sawmills, steam donkeys. Anything else in the rural areas? No, that looks good. So anything that we need to work through in the urban areas? Yes, craftsman sewing. Rotary valve engines, although it is a negative, we'll work on that. Crystal glass, absolutely. Rotary valve engines, again, it's a negative. We will work on that. I think that's to do with the price of coal? Not really. I'm not sure what that price is. Actually, the differentials seem to be exactly the same pretty much. But we'll definitely work through that in a bit. So we need to get rotary valve engines here. Some of these are going to be negative for the moment. I'm not going to crank up our shipyards. Rotary valve engines here and smooth bores. Yes. Electric streetlights and market squares. Realist art sounds good. We need to go to standardized filing system. Okay. So that puts us at plus 25.5. That's not bad. What are we at if we resume our constructions? Minus 18. That is going to go up over time. I'm going to try resuming our constructions here and see how this recovers. It should recover enough. So we have a 29% chance of passing our compulsory primary school here. And we definitely want to put that through. That would be ideal here. We're negative on our bureaucracy. I want to see what our taxation capacity is here. Okay, so this is an improvement nearly everywhere. We do not require additional construction of these in Gondar at this moment. However, we do require some in Amhara. So we need 216. So that's like 10 would be 150. And then an additional 10, or rather an additional 5 would be 75, which would take us to 225. So we should need 15 here. And then we'll also need at least 2 railways in Gondar, looks like. And then probably 1 in Ethiopian Congo. So we'll get that underway for now. That's going to take some time to get that done, but that's okay. Our bureaucracy is a little bit low right now. 15% enactment success chance. Ooh. Do it. That brings us up to 45%, so that's not too bad. There was a mining accident, and trade unions gaining support is not a bad thing here, I think. So we'll do that. And we're definitely seeing, or we were seeing, an improvement to our balance here. We were at 10k there. Now we're at 20. But that is basically all interest at this moment. So we do need to get these railways and government administrations done. That's definitely a thing that needs to happen. We're working on steel frame buildings right now, and we're 6 months out from that. Keep in mind, unrealized taxes is 7.97k. We can bump up our taxation here, and we probably should. That puts us just barely positive. We can start to pay off our debt, but more specifically, not build up more debt. And we can drop our taxes again after we get our debt paid down a little bit more. In fact, we could bump it up to very high taxes. I don't think I'm going to do that right now. Our legitimacy is at contested government. Actually, putting in the intelligentsia would be really good here. That gives us a couple additional legitimacy and puts the intelligentsia in power, which should bump up our success chance somewhat. I love it. That's wonderful. And we're at 17.2k financially now. That's looking really good too. We definitely did lose some construction sectors. I'm going to put in 5 in Oromia. That will bring us negative financially right now, but I do expect that to pay for itself eventually as we work through some of these additional problems and as we pay off some of this debt. Yeah, overall, that should be reasonably fine. Cool. So, out of curiosity, are we capable of putting through something other than autocracy? I'd love, like, universal suffrage, which it looks like we'd be able to do. The landowners would be upset, but when aren't the landowners going to be upset? Realistically, they're always upset. 10% enactment success chance again here, or 5% and plus 5% qualifications. We'll just take the 10% success chance, thanks. And yeah, as expected, minus 1.35. I'm not shocked about that. What are we at for our peasant and unemployment numbers? Slightly over 1 million. Okay, so we definitely did need to expand our construction. That's good to know. Okay, looks good. We're very slightly positive here. I would like to bump Gondar also up to 20 here. Oromia is having a bit of a population shortage, it looks like, but that's fine. I'm not that concerned about that at this moment. A secession in North Africa, yeah, that's fine. So ultimately, we're going to need to bring back up our barracks production methods. That's certainly a thing that we're going to need. The question is, how expensive is that? The answer is relatively, but it's not that expensive. Okay, good to know. Very good to know there. But we finally have a democracy in place, or well, at least a presidential republic. We don't have, like, it's a military dictatorship, right? It's not ideal. We definitely need to continue to work on that. Revolution in Oceania, okay. I hope they have fun with that. And we do need to build those coal mines. I didn't realize we had available coal mines. We do need to build these rubber plantations in Gondar eventually, and over here. I'm going to queue these up at the end of the list for right now, because we very much need to make our way through some of this stuff. Absolutely. These are certainly a little bit slow to construct. Oh, wow. Ethiopian Congo is really low construction efficiency. Okay. We are probably okay with this for just the one railway. We may need, if we look at this, a lot of this was in fact turmoil. So if we were to do violent suppression in Ethiopian Congo, that is theoretically a thing we can do. We should incorporate that state, though, and we should definitely incorporate any states that we can, like Gabon as well. That's all we're going to get out of those, so incorporation is absolutely fine. Wow, the game became very laggy briefly there. Okay, well, it seems to have recovered, so that's good. Do we pass into consideration now that we have a 2/3 chance? Yes, we do. Excellent. So we are paying down this debt that we built up during that war. And we're paying it down at a relatively decent speed right now. It's always a good sign when our surplus passes our interest payment. That is really, really good. So that looks great. I'm not seeing any problems there right now. We are working on these government administrations here, and actually that construction efficiency is getting quite a bit better. Okay, that looks fine. Ethiopian Congo Oriental, not so much, but for now, I think this is okay. We're at 30k right now. We could think about dropping our taxes. That would actually net us 5 legitimacy. Would that be useful? The answer is no, it would not. So I don't think that we do that right now. We are negative on our bureaucracy, which is giving us some tax waste, but we are constructing a bunch of government administrations here quite soon. So that all seems relatively fine. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're definitely going to pass compulsory primary school. There's no doubt about that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadow Wolf, Mlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kintogan, Andy Magar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.